This memorable day would be incomplete without the participation of the gentleman who will momentarily join me on stage. As president of the Cleveland Foundation for almost 2 decades, Steve Minter was the driving force behind initiatives to revitalize our neighborhoods, reform our public schools, and get our community's youngest members off to a healthy start in life. Cleveland is indeed fortunate, I would say blessed, that Steve and Dolly chose its community foundation as the instrument for so much of their life's work. Like me, Steve inherited the legacy of an eminent philanthropic leader, Homer Wadsworth, whom he served for 10 years and then succeeded. So it is entirely fitting that Steve would present the Foundation's cherished Wadsworth Award in honor of his predecessor. Steve, would you please join me on stage?
Stay here for a moment.
Okay.
I sat there thinking that here we're being praised for 30 years in this 100-year history. So I now have a wish, and that wish is that your tenure as the president of this foundation goes far beyond mine, and secondly, that we'll both be back here at the 125th anniversary of the foundation.
I'll let you do your thing.
Thank you, Ron. Good evening, friends and fellow Clevelanders. I am indeed honored and delighted to present the Foundation's annual Homer C. Wadsworth Award this evening, because the recipient that we're recognizing is so deserving. And this award commemorates the life of a towering figure in philanthropy, who was arguably the most influential person in the field's development after Frederick Harris Goff. And listening to Ron describe the Cleveland Foundation and its role in education, I was suddenly reminded that it was Homer C. Wadsworth who was the president of the Kansas City School Board at the time those schools were desegregated in 1954. Homer was my immediate predecessor, as Ron has already mentioned, and when he arrived here in Cleveland in 1974, he was already a nationally known leader and an intellectual force in American philanthropy. He believed the community foundations had to move beyond a passive grant-making role, and if they were going to be successful forces for social progress, he wanted to be sure that we lived by that tenet, and he really took us by all kinds of force and persuasion and got us mixed into the community. So it is appropriate that we remember Homer each year with this prestigious award. This moment is all the more meaningful because there are members of the Wadsworth family here to share it, and I know they're out there someplace. I believe that Homer would approve of this year's award recipient, who embodies its fundamental purpose, and I quote, "To recognize innovative, visionary, and energetic local leaders who demonstrate creativity, ingenuity, risk-taking, and good humor in civic, volunteer, nonprofit, or public sector roles." In his day job as Chief Administrative Officer of University Hospitals, Steve Standley has shaped a growth strategy that generates local wealth, economic opportunity, and jobs. He's implemented workforce improvement efforts such as Step Up to UH and Bridge to the Future, which offer residents of our core neighborhoods new opportunities to connect to healthcare jobs and to advance on a career ladder. And even with his enormous responsibilities that come with his position, he's found time to serve in various roles in this community. He's a member of the tight-knit Greater University Circle Initiative Leadership Team, which the Foundation has convened for the past 9 years with representatives of the remarkable anchor institutions such as the Cleveland Clinic, Case Western Reserve University, and university hospitals. These partners working together to revitalize low-income neighborhoods adjacent to University Circle, our city's vital arts and cultural district, which I now know is called Uptown. Steve Standley also chairs the board of the Evergreen Cooperative Corporation, an integrated network of for-profit employee-owned businesses created by the Anchor Institution Alliance. It includes our green commercial laundry, the commercial greenhouse, an energy services company, all of which are transforming the neighborhoods nearby. Steve Standley has strongly supported the launch and growth of New Bridge, which the Foundation took the lead in establishing to help youths and adults build careers in arts and healthcare. And finally, he is a nationally respected visual artist who's donated his work locally to raise money for causes ranging from fighting cancer and heart disease to supporting the Groundworks dance troupe. He even performed a few years ago as a celebrity dancer in Groundworks' annual fundraiser. So one of your charity auctions out there, keep that in mind. Steve's nominators have many wonderful things to say about him, but rather than quoting him, we thought this short video featuring one of the Evergreen workers who's benefited so much from his efforts could best describe why he has earned this honor.
I was brought up on the west side of Cleveland. It's been a struggle to find employment. My whole life, education-wise, was a struggle for me. It was hard living hand to mouth, trying to find a job, that pays minimum wage, or even, it was a struggle just paying the rent. I was fortunate that my son hadn't got a job for Evergreen Solution. He said, "Hey, Dad, I got a job over here. They don't discriminate. Why don't you try to come over here and see if they'll hire you?" Not only are you a worker, you become an owner of the company. So it gives you more prestige, more satisfaction, more willingness to go to work, to advance yourself. For the first time in my life, I'm a homeowner. I have a brand new car through these organizations that want to help us succeed in life. All we asked for was a chance. And the chance was given to us, and by us showing and improving, they took a chance on us and gave us more of a chance to the American dream. I have achieved that, and I know there's more I can achieve, and I'm blessed.
That video clip says it all. It's a great privilege to present the 2014 Homer C. Wadsworth Award to Steve Standley. And Steve, would you please join me on stage?
The awards in two pieces. Tell Steve that so he doesn't talk.
Steve, this community is a better place because of your selfless service. You are a model for inspiring civic leaders everywhere, and the Cleveland Foundation is proud to honor you with this award. And it comes in two parts, so be very careful. Ladies and gentlemen, Steve Standley.
Thank you.